Hello everyone, here we are. Today my name is Panida Luisilit Manat.
And my name is Apishya Singongkeo.
We will to talk about an essay on man by Alexander Pope from an essay on man, and we will to talk about historical author and discussion for poem from an essay on man, and you are listening to an essay on man podcast.
The question that draw all to agree and not support uphold by God or tree. This poem by Alexander Pope from an essay on man. What period of literature is this poem in essay on man?
Likely period is Augustan poetry. In Latin literature, Augustinian poetry is a poem that flourished during the reign of Emperor Augustus as Emperor of Rome, most notably including works by Virgil, Horace, and Ovid. In English literature, Augustinian poetry is a branch of Augustinian literature and refers to the poetry of the 18th century, particularly the first half of the century. This word is originally from the word George. I've used it for myself. He saw himself as Augustus. So, the English poetry picked up the term to refer to his own endeavors. Because it fits in the other way, 18th century English poetry was political, satirical, and philosophical as to whether the individual or society.
Who is the author of the story and essay on man? Alexander Pope is a British poet who was born in London, England in 1680. Growing up during the Augustan art his poetry is heavily influenced by common literature quality of the time, which include classical influences, the importance of human reason, and the root of nature. An essay is adapted to realistic or rather poor God way to man, which is John Milton claimed in Parasite, Lord birthright that he will apart the work of God, the man is distributed to nature, other the God had ordained for mankind. Because man cannot now to the will of God, he therefore couldn't complain about his position in the great shine of accident and had to admit whatever is right is more of a strike by Luther in Canada.
Published. An essay on man was published in 1734 and contained very deep and well thought out philosophical ideas. It is said that these ideas were partly influenced by his friend Henry St. John Bolingbroke, who both addressed in the first line of episode. I when he say, "Awake, my St. John." The purpose of the poem is to address the role of human as part of the creation of being. In other words, it speaks of man as just one small part of an unfathomably complex universe. Both urge us to learn from what is around us, what we can observe ourselves in nature, and to not pry into God's business or question His way. For everything that happens, both good and bad, happens for a reason. This idea is summed up in the very last line of the poem when he says, "And spite of pride, in erring reason's spite, one truth is clear, whatever I is right." The poem is broken up into 4 episodes, each of which is labeled as its own subcategory of the overall work.
Previous episode considered man in our STEM. We can judge only with regard to our own student, being ignorant of the relation of STEM and think man is not to be in dream imperfect, but being sure to his place and rank in the relation agree able to general order of things and comfortable to end and relation to him unknown. It is partly upon it general of future event and partly upon the hope of the future state that of man happiness in the present different.
The author described the absurdity of considering himself the final cause of the creation or expecting that perfection in the moral world, which isn't in the natural, and the unreasonableness of his complaint against Providence, while on the one hand he demands the perfection of his angel, and on the other the bodily qualification of the blood. Though to possess any of the sensitive faculty in a higher degree would render him miserable throughout the whole visible world, and universal order and gradation in the sensual and mental faculty is observed, which cause a subordination of creature to creature, and of all creature to man, the gradation of sense, instinct, thought, reflection, reason alone counterwise of all the other faculties. Both describe how much further his order and subordination of living creature may extend above and below us.
Awake my John with all manner things, to love and mention and pride of things, exceed fear of the sin of man, a mind mess but not with our plan, a will wherewith and for promises sure,
Or garden tempting with forbidden fruit, together let us bid this ample field. Try what the open, what the convert yield. The latent track, the giddy hide, export of all who blindly cleave or silent soar. I nature works should follow folly as fire, and catch the manners living as they lie. Loud where we must, be candid where we can, but indicate the ways of God to man. Rhyme scheme is A A B B C C D D E E